Hello, friends and viewers, and welcome to my Col Character Guide. My name is James. I'm a global player, and I started Sword of Convallaria in early September 2024. I'm a strategy and turn-based RPG fan, with the Fire Emblem series, Tactics Ogre, and Unicorn Overlord being some recent titles I enjoy. As such, I lack the technical knowledge and exposure to the Taiwan and China scene. I'm also a PvE-focused player, so I have no knowledge of PvP. As a result, I'm subject to feedback and open to being wrong. If you come across conflicting information to other guides and creators in this video, then that suggests that there are multiple ways to play a character. Play your way. As a fun fact about myself, I'm also an avid Thai tea boba enjoyer. Cole's trait is Killer Instinct. At star level 5, she possesses Jump. If there are no allies within 2 tiles around Cole, her physical attack and crit increase by 15%. She can act again after launching an active attack on an enemy from the side or behind and defeating them, and at star level 5, this is a cooldown of 1 turn. The act again from her trait gives her an extra turn to damage and potentially kill another target or disengage from the enemy. Flurry of Stabs is her initial skill. This is her main active skill attack, which is used all the way up to and through rank 11. For her rank 1 skills, it is up to you to decide between Ambush or Shadowgate. If you select Ambush, Cole is likely to use the initial unharmed hit on an enemy with a base movement of 5. Shadowgate presents a little bit of a skill expression, not only in the buff steal, but also as an instant movement skill. This skill functionally moves Cole 2 tiles, which you can use to either secure a back attack, move closer to another target, or move away from enemies. Note it does cost 1 energy and has a cooldown of 3 turns. You may not use either of these skills long term, so consider selecting based on the HP or defense stat gains. My pick here was Ambush. For rank 3 skills, I recommend Mask. Both options cost 1 energy with a cooldown of 3 turns. However, Assault is an instant skill, providing crit and movement buffs, which enables a bit more aggressive Cole gameplay. Mask is not an instant skill, but serves as a defensive option. Cole is a frail unit, so Mask allows her to disengage from combat for a turn but follow up with a high crit 5 buff the following round. If she lands a kill, then coupled with her Killer Instinct trait, she can initiate another attack while still having that crit 5 buff. At rank 5, I recommend Eerie Footwork. Cole is a frail unit and should avoid taking damage. Both options here perform a strike back, but the dodge from Eerie Footwork will keep Cole a bit more safe. At rank 7, I recommend selecting Perfect Assassin and using a Castalia for Omen of Death. Perfect Assassin is one of 2 leader auras that provide crit, and the only leader aura that provides crit damage. Cole is also a member of the Papal States and Drifter categories, yet compared to the leader auras available in those categories, Perfect Assassin comes out on top. Omen of Death is worth investing a Castalia. It enables Cole to be more lethal and more survivable with a stacking crit and lifesteal buff. The buff will trigger from allies, enemies, and even NPCs dying in cutscenes, so it will shine on non-boss focused maps. For her basic attack upgrade, between these 2 options, Critical Strike functioning as 2 strikes with increased crit will net slightly more damage, whereas Hidden Thorn offers a bit more utility, though niche and with a position requirement. My pick was Critical Strike. At rank 11, I recommend Wipeout. Cole's Killer Instinct and Omen of Death enables her to snowball whenever she lands kills, and Wipeout furthers that by adding survivability via dodge. However, Wipeout has double energy cost compared to the Flurry of Stab's initial skill, so she may need some external energy regen support. Traceless Shadow has an energy cost that's easily recoverable via Omen of Death and functions as an additional layer of survivability with Eerie Footwork. However, its long cooldown and low dodge uptime does not make it a very attractive option, especially when Wipeout possesses the possibility of better dodge uptime. This is my build recommendation: Critical Strike, Eerie Footwork, Flurry of Stabs or Wipeout, Omen of Death, and Perfect Assassin. For encounters that are boss fights or have low target count, consider swapping out Omen of Death. You can run Flurry of Stabs by default for comfort or ease of use, but if you can leverage a team composition that provides external energy regen support, swap to Wipeout. For weapons, I highly recommend Void Stab. With Cole's high crit rate, Void Stab suits her very well. Additionally, if you equip Cole with a trinket that has an instant effect, she will also gain a stack of Void. If you don't have Void Stab available, consider Newborn Blade. Not pictured here, if you're still in the early stages of leveling and gearing, Ceremonial Knife is a decent option. For trinkets, as Cole is frequently on the enemy side or back line, she should possess good uptime on Maverick's Cloak. As mentioned, with Void Stab equipped, she will gain a stack of Void from any trinkets with an instant effect. Consider Flying Blade Arm Guard to inflict more damage and increase the likelihood of landing a kill, or Spring Pill for a bit more survivability. Otherwise, Evergreen Pendant can be considered, which will trigger when Cole has lifesteal from Omen of Death. Here are my tarot recommendations in no particular order. Verdict of Justice is a great generally used tarot to increase Cole's crit and crit damage. Hierophant's Laws assumes you have unlocked its hidden effect. This tarot will increase Cole's single target damage and healing from Mask, but not lifesteal, while adding some AoE survivability. Temptation of the Devil is good to synergize with Cole's snowballing capabilities and will be better than other options depending on target count. Not pictured here, other damage-focused tarots such as Rays of the Sun, Majesty of the Emperor, Course of Fortune, and Source of Strength against Breakers can perform sufficiently. For engravings, I recommend the Sword and Wand Resonance. With Cole's 5 move and act again from her trait, you should have no problems maximizing the attack and defense gains. For the double sword resonance, consider this if you're a risk taker and want to go all in on the higher attack ceiling, coupled with her rank 1 ambush trait as well. However, in late game, enemies will be much less susceptible to one-shots, so I ordinarily don't advise this combination. For team composition tips, if you're using Cole with Wipeout, she may still need to lean on some external energy restoration, even with Omen of Death, to be able to use Wipeout turn over turn. Any units that provide external damage or movement buffs will further her capability to execute lethal damage and run in and out. With her base speed, she will move after defenders and breakers. Use your own defenders and breakers to apply any debuffs and chip damage to better allow Cole to secure a kill, and also use this knowledge to position Cole strategically against enemy defenders and breakers. With Cole's Perfect Assassin Leader aura, consider other units that are the Alacrity type, especially units that benefit from both crit and crit damage. While you can integrate Cole into a Papal States or Drifter team composition, I still recommend holding onto Perfect Assassin compared to the leader auras available in Papal States and Drifter, which I explain in the next slide. Here are the external category buffs covering Drifter, Alacrity, and Papal States. Miguel's leader aura is actually slightly unique because his aura gives plus 5% more attack and plus 10 more defense than typical auras. If you play Miguel and Cole together, this may be worth considering to pair with Cole's Perfect Assassin. Nurgle provides an Alacrity leader aura, but it's weaker than Cole's Perfect Assassin, so I don't advise just using it for Cole. For Crumbled Order from Abyss and the Papal States aura from Samantha and Suppression, I don't advise just using these for Cole because they're weaker than Perfect Assassin as well. This is a quick snapshot of how I use my Cole right now. I have a 5-star Void Stab and a 4-star Maverick's Cloak using Sword and Wand engravings. I also have the Verdict of Justice Tarot. For skills, this follows my recommendation using Critical Strike, Eerie Footwork and Flurry of Stabs, Omen of Death, and Perfect Assassin. I can be more comfortable playing with Wipeout, but I'm lazy, so I often just stick with Flurry of Stabs. That concludes my character guide. As mentioned in my disclaimer, I welcome feedback and I'm open to being wrong. I'm still learning and improving at this video game just like you. Additionally, if you find conflicting information to other guides or content creators, then that means there are multiple ways to build a character and still be successful. I highly recommend that you play your way. Here is my contact information, my YouTube, Discord, and email. And as always, please feel free to comment below with any feedback you have about this guide. Last but not least, I want to credit and share these resources that contributed to helping me build this guide. Thanks for watching.